Chapter 2. An Unexpected Encounter. The Queens drove in silence, still grappling with Pastor Johnson's words. Mrs. Queen stared out the window, lost in thought, while Mr. Queen focused on the road. Suddenly, nature called. Mr. Queen pulled over at a secluded hillside, leaving the engine running. "I'll be right back," he said, stepping out of the car. Mrs. Queen nodded, still distracted. As Mr. Queen attended to his needs, a faint cry pierced the air. He turned toward the sound, his heart skipping a beat. "Baby?" he whispered, scanning the surrounding area. The crying grew louder. He rushed back to the car, opening the door. "Come quickly!" "I hear a baby!" he exclaimed. Mrs. Queen's eyes widened. "Where?" They both rushed toward the sound, their footsteps synchronized. As they rounded a bend, a horrific sight met their eyes. A young woman lay motionless on the ground, a baby nestled beside her. Mrs. Queen gasped. "Oh no, she's dead!" Mr. Queen's instincts kicked in. "Call the police!" But before they could react, 3 men emerged from the shadows, their faces twisted with malice. "Get in the car, now!" Mr. Queen yelled, grabbing the baby. They sprinted back to their vehicle, the men hot on their heels. Mrs. Queen yanked open the door, and they dove inside. Mr. Queen started the engine, peeling away from the scene. Breathless, they locked eyes. "What just happened?" Mrs. Queen asked, her voice trembling. Mr. Queen's gaze fell on the baby, now quiet in Mrs. Queen's arms. "I think we just became parents," he whispered. As they sped away, the baby's crying resumed, echoing through their stunned silence. To be continued in Part 3. Would you like me to proceed with the story?